I'm Duncan Ferguson and you're watching Toffee TV.
Welcome to Toffee TV. We've got Ronny Goodlass in with us, Baz, me, Ped. We're going to be talking about Reading versus Everton in the Capital One Cup. That's a Milk Cup, League Cup, Rumbelows Cup, Coca-Cola Cup. I always forget about this one. Ron, obviously coming off the back of the Swansea game, do you think there'll be many changes in this one, with it being League Cup as well?
Yeah, I think they will. I think just to give the lads a game, but you've got to get it right. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity to get into the last 16, and obviously Arsenal played Tottenham and a few others.
Yeah, there's quite a few Premier League games, isn't there? Yeah.
So we can get through that, I think, and we get a decent draw. You know, we keep saying about silverware's been lacking for a number of years. I think it's time we had a really good cup run, and I think it's a great opportunity tomorrow at Reading to, you know, to get through to the next round. But another good opportunity again for people to score goals. You know, try and keep another clean sheet. Play a couple of players that have been on the fringes, but you know, Roberto Martinez has got to get it right. Obviously, we don't want to be going there extra time against Barnsley. I think these midweek games we seem to, you know, suppose we've got a long journey on, and we seem to go to an extra time. But as long as we're in the hat, you know, we've got to be in that draw. And I think tomorrow, you know, Reading will prove a difficult opposition. I watched them against Ipswich. They won 5-1. Yeah. They're a decent side. And I think if we're taking, I don't know, I think it's 5,000 Evertonians. I think it could be a full house. So, you know, Reading will be right up for it. It's you know, a good opportunity for them to prove that they could play in the Premier League, all their players. So it will be difficult, but I think tomorrow, as I say, we must get through.
Yeah, got to take it serious, haven't we, Baz? We've said this all the way along, haven't we? This is our big opportunity for not only a cup, but get back into Europe as well. And if you can get back into Europe quite early, that helps as well. Reading themselves are currently 6th, won 3, drawn 3, lost 2. So decent opposition, I think, as well.
I think anyone we play in this is decent opposition, isn't it? Our record. This is normally the round that we exit at, isn't it? The third round, but it's going to be a tough one. I remember us going there a couple of years ago in the Premier League, and you know, we battered them. We were winning 1-0. We got beat 2-1. I think Seamus had a little bit of a nightmare that day, but it's a tough place to go. But like Ronny said, we've got to get. You know, these are the games that you've got to get through. We've got players who can hurt them. They're going to be up for it. It's going to be, you know, a cup tie, isn't it? Like you say, a full house. They're going to be throwing everything at us. And it's going to be interesting to see what he goes with, because obviously we talked about Tyus Browning. Is he going to get another 90? You know, there's rumours Seamus is going to be available for West Brom. Tyus Browning is a great opportunity to give him another 90 odd minutes in the first team. Does he put in Murray and give him a full debut, or do we leave Stones and Jags there? Does the keeper come out and we bring Robles in? Because there's trying to get that fine balance between giving lads who aren't getting a game like Ozzy, Darren Gibson, you know, and you'd like to think all of them starting would give themselves an opportunity, give Leandro a go on the bench, maybe, and have a team that way. But then too many times Everton have done this. We've done it at Swansea last year. We went to Swansea and played 10 lads who haven't been playing and got 3-0. So
nearly called us out in the last round, didn't it? Barnsley, you know, playing too many players who seemed unfit and unready to play.
Well, that's the problem, as Baz has just said over Murray. I mean, great opportunity to play him, but obviously different ball game than playing in South American football and the Championship. They'll be aggressive, they're quick. They had a great reels, as I say, 5-1 against Ipswich. So, you know, they've got players, but you want to play your fringe players, because again, you know, Murray came on, he looked the part, you know, won some good.
He looks physical. I think that'll help as well. You know.
I think that's why maybe tomorrow he might. Well, not take a chance on him, but give him a game, because you do need games. You know, you said over Ozzy. Ozzy's back on the under 21s and he's played, but these are the type of games you've got to. When I say take a chance, you've got to start playing them, because in 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks when suspensions and injuries kick in, these players have got to be match fit. They've got to come straight in and say, yeah, you know, I'd have no problem. But the longer you leave it, they're not match fit. You know, training's totally different than playing in games. So tomorrow, as I say, it's down to Roberto again to get it right. He's, you know, to pick the right line.
I think I'd play Rom. I think I'd have Rom. I think I'd have Delafeu. I think Aaron Lennon.
Lennon, definitely.
And then you can mix and match a little bit. Gibbo can go
2 wingers.
I'd bring Gibson in for
if he's going to play 4-3-3, I would. Yeah. The simple reason I'd have them 3 and say, like, do an hour for me. I'd have Gibbo. I'd have
for Barry.
Gibson in for Barry. I'd have Ozzy possibly in for Ross from the start. And I think I'd leave James McCarthy in there just to give us the insurance. and then try maybe go. Obviously, Galloway's going to play because we haven't really got an option. Oviedo doesn't look like he's fit at the moment, so Brendan will play. Probably if you're going to play Murray and play maybe Jags or Stones with him, probably Jagielka.
Yeah, that's probably.
And then have Browning there, and have a couple of the heavy mob on the bench like the Stones and Gareth Barry there. Try and do an hour, see how we are after an hour, and if we're a couple up after an hour, maybe bring Rom off and put Naismith up there or put Coney up there. Try and manage it like that. Try and get a good balance there, but have the attacking areas with 3 players who can do damage, and then.
But this is the games with Coney, though, you want to play to get on the score sheet to start playing. So a game where you're saying you're playing Romelu Lukaku, where we said we might make a couple of changes. We're talking 4, 5, 6 now.
So Ron needs a goal, though, doesn't he?
Oh, no.
Ron needs a goal, so it could be the game that he gets the goal.
And also, I mean, the fact is as well, there's 6 days before the next Premier League game. It's not Monday. It's not Saturday, Monday. Is it? It's Monday, so that's good for the team, I think, as well.
Unless you get out there, which you've always said, play your best side. You know, get a 2 or 3 lead and then make changes. But if you,
that's always the most sensible, isn't it?
Well, that's why I think when you bring Murray in, especially in your back 4, if you play midfielder up front, you can have a nightmare sometimes, but you're not going to let goals in yet. Where if you bring Murray in, but as I say, 2 or 3, maybe 4, 5s and 6s might be a bit too much. But
I think you need your heavy mob up front. I think you need the players. Lukaku needs a goal. He needs a goal. He scored at Barnsley. Done well at Barnsley, didn't he? Got 2, could have had 3 with a deflection. Got 2 at Southampton. He's not scored, in the last few games. So this could be a game where he gets up and running. Strikers love goals. It starts them off. But I'd definitely go. You know what you're getting off Aaron Lennon. I think Delafeu's more than he's ready to get in and do some damage.
I think at that, as you just said, Ron, I think at that end of the pitch, you can get away with it, can't you? And if you've got a solid back 4, I think that's where, it's not lucky as such. We haven't got the options at the back 4 to start messing about. So it almost picks itself. It's just whether you take a chance on Murray. But what I've seen of him, I'd be worried if it was like, he was like a softy kind of player. But he looks like he can handle himself.
No, he looks like a Passarella. He looks like one who just kick it, anything that moves. But his head and his tackling was great. And what I liked, he just hit the ball, rose head. So he's a proper defender. So as you say, championship-wise, if they think, it'll be a rough and tumble, he can handle that.
But what I would worry about, though, if he brings Murray in and he brings Robles in as well, that's when I would start worrying. I just think,
Well, really, he's got to play Robles, hasn't he? Because he's no.
No,
by your luck, Ped.
It's not that. I thought Robles, last season was great. I thought against Barnsley he was terrible though, and I thought against Barnsley.
Well, it's games again.
But it was Stones looking so unsettled in that game, and that unsettled Jags. Having Pennington out wide as well. Oviedo and having Robles in there as well.
But he looked like that because he never played games. He'd done that. When he first came to the team, then after a certain amount of games, he looked the part.
And
then all of a sudden again, it's going back to this.
Keeper,
well, again, it's in training. Training you can train all you want, but match fitness, match mentality. You're bright, and looking at him again tomorrow, we've got to get through. You don't want to, 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. We've got to go there, hopefully win. But as I say, I could see extra time, like always when we seem to be far away. We go to extra time. But we've got to get through. But it's going back to, if Tim Howard got injured, you'd have to call on him. But it's going to be interesting. But I think we still have enough. Even what you're saying with that many changes to go there and win, actually. But I just think all them players should be fired up anyway. The likes of Lennon, Delafeu and all them. Do want to impress the manager? To consider them for the following week against West Brom. And Gibson, as you say.
It'll be a tough game because they are a good side, and it is a tough place to go. They cause problems for whoever goes there. And we don't need any reminding that. We've fallen to teams like Leeds and Fulham and these kind of defeats when we should have got through. Not when we should have got through, but you're looking at it on paper and thinking, well, we can get past this round. There's been too many times. We haven't won this competition. You come the closest to winning it for us, to be honest with you. Other than that, there was 84. Other than that,
what makes it worse is that you do look at this, and you mentioned there's a lot of Premier League teams playing each other. You look at this competition sometimes when teams get to the semi-final, you think, how did they get there? And you look at it and you go, well, he played, and you go, honest to God, if we'd just been a little bit more professionals in the early round, we could have got through to the final, no problem.
But you said about the cup, Bed. You've got Portsmouth getting there, Birmingham. You just roll off your tongue. You just think to yourself, there's
Bradford.
There's about 10, 15 that you just think, how did that happen? But because you've got to take it seriously. it's a great way, which again, which you said before, over getting into Europe. It's hard, a 38-game season, to get you into Europe. A cup competition, 6 games, and you know, and this way, you know, no disrespect to Barnsley, and then, you know, we're playing championship teams, and then you think tomorrow, last 16, you know, X amount will get knocked out. Another good draw, you're in the quarter final. What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly. And it's got it. It's
and Evertonians love a cup run.
Oh well,
you know what I mean. We haven't been
the older ones do. And this year it's fallen well as well, I think, as well. Whereas other years it seems to have been scattered amongst loads of other things. Last year we mentioned Swansea. There's a lot of Europa League and stuff. So it's fallen well. So I think we've got a chance anyway. And I just think he's got to take it seriously. Yeah,
definitely. I think. You know, good signs, and it keeps an unbeaten run going. You know, we want to go on, you know, 8, 9, 10 games, and I think tomorrow it's just an opportunity for fellas to really get back. Match fitness, you know, Lukaku should get goals again, or Kone, whoever he picks, but real good opportunity for everyone.
Good stuff. Tell us what you think in the comments below. On Twitter as well, it's at ToffeeTV1. Don't forget to subscribe. We're nearly at the 5,000. Get us over the line if you haven't subscribed. Big thanks to Ronny for coming on. We'll see you soon.